All right, everybody, the Metal Block Podcast coming back at you again with a special episode number 50. I can't believe it. Brando can't believe it. Nobody can. We're still just hanging out talking about some cool metal. And what's happened from the beginning is we went from an audio-only podcast to where we added video. And now we've really just gotten to where, I think, Brandon, around episode 20 and on, it's just been band interviews and discussions and hanging out, and it's really given us a good chance to check out some new music and also hopefully introduce other people to some awesome music as well. So hopefully you guys are checking it out and leaving the episodes and listening to some more of these bands. And, kind of like whenever we were kids and we would see those flyers or something, and you see that band and then they're playing with another band, then you say, well, what's the deal with this other band? Because I like the first band. And then so it just leads you down this rabbit trail of all these awesome bands that you get to check out. And so we're doing it again today, everybody. Surprise! But before we begin, go check out everything on social media. We got the Facebook, Instagrams, TikToks, all that fun stuff. Send us an email, metalblocktalks@gmail.com, and just give us a few ideas. Tell us what you like about the show and what you don't like about the show. Shoot us some new music. We love hearing from you guys. And give Brandon a hard time on social media. And that's always fun too. So, all right. So what are we doing today?
You can tell us all of your funds that you want to. Venmo, PayPal, we take it all. You want to send some. We'll
Brandon,
take cash. I'll meet you.
The joke session isn't until later in the episode. Oh man, that's funny stuff. Because we know nobody's sending us money. Oh man, that's too funny. That's too funny. But don't worry about it, guys. We're coming back each and every week anyway, just to do it for y'all. So today, like I said, super special. We have Chainsword with us today. And I could not be more excited about these guys. If you haven't heard them, go check them out. They actually put out a new album here. It was very recently. And it is Chapter 7. Chapter 12. Is it Chapter 12? Oh, I didn't have it pulled up in front of me. You know what, guys? I do that stuff at least once an episode just to make it... I don't do it on purpose. I just say dumb stuff. It's amazing how whenever you get a camera or a microphone in front of you, how stupid you all of a sudden become. But, yeah, I forgot my Roman numerals, everybody out there, but that's just as classic as whenever I was reading the dates incorrectly to Winrose. Yeah. Because I was reading it.
They had one concert a month for like 11 or 12 months for some reason.
And I realized I was reading it the American way, day, month, year. And so not how it was written. And so, guys, thanks for putting up with me and coming back and watching the show anyway, because regardless of what I say, we have awesome, awesome metal to talk about. So, Chapter 12, the most recent album, now that I got my Roman numerals fixed up in my head here. And we're going to talk to these guys. So after that blunder, why don't you guys take a second, say what's up, tell everybody what you do for the band.
So we are Chainsword, as you can see. I'm Wütender and I'm bassist, and there is Sarin here.
Yes, and I'm Sarin. I'm the guitar player, and the I don't know who else now. The organizer a little bit for the Chainsword
Band manager.
No. I just do what I can. But yeah, and I did not mention, but he's also a designer of our booklets. So if you come to see on our CDs, you can see his work.
Oh, nice!
Yeah, if you can't read what I wrote there, too bad.
Did you do the cover art?
Yeah. Did you do the cover art?
No, cover arts are from first album. It was made by a friend of our vocalist. For second album, this is an old painting of Battle at Issus, if I remember correctly. This is Alexander the Great. And the third one is made by Miodek from our friend's band. It's from Dope Lord, if I remember correctly. He made this
right.
art, and he made some vocals in one of the songs.
Yes,
All right, cool.
Doppler is a huge band in Poland. They had like a great career all over Europe. So you also, if you want to like skew some slower bands, that's Doppler is great slower metal. What's it called?
Stoner Doom, I think.
Like Doom?
Stone
That's
Doom.
what
Yeah.
he said.
Yes.
Stoner Doom. Okay.
Stoner
Yep.
Doom.
Mhm. All right, very cool.
Yeah, very, very cool. Well, guys, thank you again for coming on the show. Thanks for taking just a little bit of time to hang out with us. We're super excited, ready to get to know you guys a little bit better, and just hopefully let the world see a little bit more Chainsword, right?
Yeah, that's why we're here. We just
Heck
want to
yeah.
spread out the good music, the music that we think that's is good enough to be recorded.
We could
So
we could start the conversation telling people about Chainsword with like, have you heard the good news?
We are here to spread the word of Angron.
And he knows. Oh well,
Perfect.
Brando, you want to get us started, buddy?
Yeah. Well, we'll start with Sarin. Tell us a little bit about your metal origin story, is what I like to call it. Like, how did you get introduced to metal music, and then how did you get into becoming a metal musician?
yeah, that's a quite interesting thing. Well, first of all, my dad always listened to those old vinyls like the Rainbow and Queen, and he had even some Russian Black Sabbath over there, some Motorhead on some compilations, and that was the first things that I heard from rock and guitar music. But then, I started to pick up the guitar. Also, my dad bought it for me and started to play those easy things like Nirvana, Offspring. That's where you start when you're like a teenager. And I noticed that we can progress really fast to the through those songs. So next thing that were, Metallica was also on the way, and then I came to Slayer. I just loved Slayer and all those fastest riffs. And then I went to the first gig, which was the Vader in Poland. Well, I'm from a smaller city in Poland, which is Lublin, and not many bands like well known even played in Lublin. There were like those universities shows were like easy listening for me, but Vader came to Lublin, and that really started my interest in uh, metal and extreme metal. So next on, I was like, downloading music, if I may say. uh, all those Entomb, Black Sabbath wanted to know the origins, and then I had a little break from guitar. It was all, of course, about a girl. So my band that I played at that time broke up. I had to move to Warsaw with my job, and I still practiced the guitar, but it was like just bedroom player. And then my friend, which was playing at Chainsword at the time, Mateusz, invited me. Hey, well, we have like a spot in Chainsword uh, for a guitarist, and I've seen you like your recordings recently, and I think you would fit in. And then I had to like relearn and again uh, try to like be a real musician in a full band, because before that I was just jamming with my friends that were learning the drums or something like that. I was like, oh yeah, you want to like jam out? Let's go. And that was all. But after Matti introduced me to Chainsword, I was like, yeah, I'm back. I'm back into music.
Awesome.
Yeah, very cool.
It's a good story. All right,
Yeah,
you made
yeah,
it. Here you
yeah,
are.
yeah, yeah. It was well. It was really a chance uh, that I could not miss. Like when he asked me to join the band, because I always wanted to play in a full band that was really touring and having shows. And Chainsaw was already a band that had a few songs made, like I don't know, five maybe at that point, maybe three.
Something like
But you
that.
know, if what?
Something like that. I think 5 or 6 at the time you joined.
Yeah, something like that, like this one on the time I joined. So it could play like a show for 30 minutes and just yeah, and it was a good decision, I must say.
I agree.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
yeah, me
agree?
too.
Oh, thank you, thank
Me
you, thank you,
too.
thank you.
Great decision.
Yes.
You guys are putting out some cool stuff. So, Wütender Ente. Am I saying that right?
I hope, because
Yeah.
we are
Oh,
not German, so we don't know either.
okay. Well, tell us your origin story. How'd you get into metal, and how'd you get into playing it afterwards?
Well, for me, it all started from soundtracks for games like Carmageddon or Quake or those things. When I heard Iron Maiden for first time, it was like, that's nice. That's something better than my dad plays at home, because he has a shitty music at home. But yeah, but in a year, I think, or two after I heard Iron Maiden and some other bands like them, I started to uh, look for a cheap guitar. Bought one. It was something like not even $100, I think. Practiced for, I think, like half a year, and then when I knew I like it, I really liked it. I just bought first serious guitar, and you can, you should know what inspired me by then.
Nice.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
So this was my first real guitar, and I use it up to today because it sounds really, really nice. No other guitar sounded like this for me, so I keep it.
Maybe tell what's the guitar?
And guitar is Tony Iommi signature. So right on the day, just after the big Black Sabbath gig, we are now recording this. So this is really a good time. So yeah, I mean, my our drummer and me, we started playing first in something like 2006, I think, or 2007 together, and formed first band, and then broke up, and then reformed it, and it went on and on up to, I think, 2013. Then, after 3 years of breakup, there was another message from him. Hey, would you like to play some death metal this time? And it somehow went on.
Very
But
cool.
this time on
And
bass.
then
Yes.
it's still going.
It's still going.
Still going.
All right.
So that was the guitar that you showed us, though, correct?
Yes,
So
yes.
what,
I started on guitar.
Yes. So what is the bass guitar that you usually play with?
This beautiful Thunderbird.
Very, very nice. The Thunderbird. I've often wanted to get a Thunderbird as well. Now I was looking at, because they do have some five string ones. And that's usually what I'm always looking at, just because I'm one of those guys. Whenever I play bass, I'm always looking for a 5-string. But The Thunderbird, isn't that what Rex Brown plays? Pantera?
Yes.
Yeah,
of
I thought
course.
so. I thought so.
There's
Is
a
he-
signature Gibson, I
That's
think.
Gibson?
What's that?
That's Gibson, right?
No.
Mine's Epi, but
Yeah,
he
Epiphone
has
or
signature.
Fender.
Yes.
Signature
Okay.
Gibson, yeah.
Yeah, I think Rex is a Gibson.
Ah,
Whatever he plays.
okay.
They're basically the same.
Yeah.
The,
Very
the,
cool.
the funny thing is, I also have a Thunderbird bass.
Do you?
So, yeah, because
Nice.
Because
Yeah,
it's
well,
that
when
good.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
nice.
and actually, the previous bass, not the one that Ante showed you, he also was a Thunderbird, and he bought it from our vocalist. So so yeah, like everyone's involved in the Thunderbird.
Yeah, it's
cult.
like you get a Thunderbird, you get a
Yeah.
Thunderbird, you get a Thunderbird.
Definitely.
I think I'm gonna go get one so I can be an honorary part of Chainsword.
Definitely, you should. And we will like fly in and sign it for you.
Yeah.
Ooh, that'd be awesome. Yeah, okay. I like it.
Yeah. So
So tell us about your most recent album. It's 7 songs. Zoomy talked about it a little bit. It's Chapter 12, but can you tell us a little bit about is there an overall theme? What's the story? What's the album about?
Well, the theme is basically angry guys, space angry guys. 5 songs from this album are about Worldeaters. So this is Warhammer 40k basic knowledge that they are the angriest space marines. And we just had this idea that we do a mini concept album of sorts. We made 5 songs with lyrics only about this, and then we just looked at the time of this album and went, we can add something to this. So we used 2 songs from our previous album, one too fast, one too slow for that album, just to round up this new thing.
yeah, for the
Awesome.
first time we wanted to do an album that was conceptual, like a whole for this 5 songs, and we did not like manage to get something added to that. We realized, we have to add like something at the end. But yeah, that was the idea, that we'll base the whole album in Warhammer, because the themes of the songs before were also based on the Second and First World War. So this time we wanted to have like a block that was entirely from Warhammer, and you can see how it went. And we wanted to, well, the thing about being old school is like releasing a longer material for the CDs. So when we like noticed that it will be only like 25 or something like this minute, we wanted,
22 minutes, I think.
yeah, but the 5 songs are only to 22 minutes. We wanted to give the people that still listen to the CDs, that still pay the hard earned cash, something extra, and we decided that's the right way to go, to add those those 2 songs from the previous recording session.
Well, that's
So
cool because when listening through it all sounds very cohesive. So even though there's 2 songs that weren't necessarily a part of the concept, I mean, I had no idea listening to it that they were from like a different.
yeah,
What's
the
the
thing,
There's
word
only
for like
1 year
creative
between them.
period? Like it works. It works great. You guys put them. You pieced them in perfectly. So it works awesome.
yeah.
Good
We
job.
also listened to it, and decided that the 5th song that ends the Warhammer theme is like ending on a slow solo, quite slow, that our friend also from Doppler is playing. And we decided, all right, let's give it now a little bit a kick in the back, just for people to wake up again. Vietnam came in like a great punch after that thing. So and it was all recorded by it was mastered by the same guy. So Halder Grunberg mastered all the 7 tracks, and we like had this idea before, like how we wanted to sound. So if you like those 2 last songs, you can check out also the previous album, and that the sound will be like basically the same, because it was mastered. It was recorded on a different place, but it was mastered by the same guy, so it sounds similar.
Okay, cool. Did you guys track all these songs yourselves, like at home, and then send them off to be mixed and mastered, or did you record in a studio with somebody?
That depends on the album. The newest one was recorded at studio in 5 or 6 days, I think, total. But previous ones were recorded at our rehearsal room. Only the drums were recorded at studio. So when you when you said that the 2 last songs from the last album sound basically the same like the first 5, that's really nice to know, because those first 5 were recorded at studio. Those last 2 were recorded at home, as far as guitars go.
Yeah, at home, or well, not at home, but at the rehearsal
room.
space. We had like we set up the mics and all those things, but Halder also got the just the line from the guitar, so he could like mix and really do his thing. I don't know how he got the sound finally. I don't remember that, but but he had like all the soundtracks that we recorded at the rehearsal space. This CD, what we wanted to like do, well, Born Triumphant, which was the second album, was released only like a year ago. So we wanted to like on Chapter 12, we wanted to focus really on the music, and not to like lose a lot of time for the recording, for the creating the cover art. So we gave that to other people, and we just focused on the music. So, and I think it turned out great. Recording those. Well, we recorded 6 songs in the studio, but only 5 are on the CD. It was a real pleasure to get this really done so fast. Done that so fast.
How long did the whole process take overall on the newest album?
Well, recording took something like 6 days, if I remember correctly, and then mixing was brought in stages, because we first mixed the 2 songs that were singles from the album, and then mixed everything else. So it took something like 2.5 months, I think, to produce everything, including artwork and making booklets and everything.
Not bad. How long did it take to write?
Some songs were made almost immediately after Born Triumphant. Some were born almost at the end of the time limit. So depends on the song.
Well, actually, we are like writing. We don't like sit down and write for this album like 5 songs in a short period. We write music all the time. So and bring some of his ideas. I bring some ideas to the rehearsal room. We like practice them get them to evolve a little bit. Well, Enter is quite sure always about his writing. I like double check with the band, so so his process is a little bit different. But you know, uh, I think the songs were created somewhere in the autumn of last year, and we just decided that all right, we've got those 5 songs. Let's do this album like this album just based on one theme, and we don't want to like overwrite this theme just to put 10 songs about Worldeaters. There are many other things that we can write lyrics about. So 5 was, I think, enough. And we decided, oh, right, let's check if we can do this like this fast way on the space that we record, mix, and releases right away.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. I really enjoyed the sound that you guys put out on the last album. Um, One of the things that stood out to me that I really like about you guys is your vocal layering that you do on the vocal side of things. It really gives it like a different dimension, I guess, if I were to, try to think of another word that it doesn't sound separate though, if that makes sense. Like it's like its own thing whenever they come together. But it brings a sound that I'm not used to hearing a lot. I mean, I've heard bands do it before, but you guys, the way you use that layering to your advantage is very awesome from the listener's point of view. In regard to old school death metal, which is my absolute favorite genre of extreme heavy metal, is old school death metal. And I mean, I like all death metal, and I really like all metal, but the old school death metal is what I tend to just be drawn toward a little bit more. And I really like it because you had brought up, Sarin, you had brought up some of the solos and some of the things that you guys had used on this album, whether it was with the new batch of 5 or the 2 that you had brought in from the other album. I love it when death metal bands can use melody, but still be a death metal band, not a melodic death metal band. You know what I mean? And so
Yeah.
I really have, respect when a metal band, because I love the melody. I love the melody whenever, you have a good one in death metal. I'm such a melody-driven person. But sometimes melodic death metal is not as exciting for me. And, I mean, there's great melodic death metal. I am not trying to take away from it at all. But back to my original point, when death metal can still hold the energy, have great melody, and keep me drawn in song after song, it's really cool. And I love concept albums. I didn't as much whenever I was younger. I don't know why, but now that I'm older, I really like them. And I think, if I were to say what kind of ruined me on concept albums whenever I was younger, it was the band Macabre. And I remember this band, and they were their whole concept was like serial killers. And I hate that I'm about to say this, but I did not love this band. That's the way I'll say it. I did not love this band. And so
You're allowed to not like things.
I know I'm not, but I always love I always love promoting, and I don't like, putting down other bands, especially ones that are getting up there and doing it, because I know that just because it's not something that maybe I, have a love for, other people might. And so, and like you said, Brandon, sometimes you see people post, what is the worst band in the world? And you're like, this question sucks because you're trying to call out
boo to that. Just don't talk about the band.
Yeah, just don't talk about it. So again, that's the only reason why I said it that way. But as I've gotten older, concept albums have become, in my opinion, something that is really, really cool because I like listening to an entire album. So to be able to kind of follow the story, all the way to the end is something that means a little more to me now. And again, concept albums, something that goes with that that's cool is the artwork too. And to just kind of circle up or round out, finish up whatever I was going to say, or what I'm saying here was I love the artwork too. Whenever you picked up that Chainsword, I immediately thought of the album too because it immediately screamed Melee to me, just like just get in there and handle business. And it was a really cool album. Plus that the character, that's on your album cover, he's got all these mouths on him, like vampire teeth, fang mouths, and I don't know if I'd want to run into that dude.
You wouldn't like
Yeah,
it.
definitely
You
not.
wouldn't
No,
like
no, no,
him.
definitely not. And yeah, that's the thing that I also enjoy about concept albums, that you can like stick to the theme, and you can put your mind to this process. Okay, we're world eaters. Like, let's think how the score, the music for the Worldeaters march would sound, and that you can like adjust all those. Cover arts for the singles are also great. I really enjoyed the Primarch cover art as much that I decided I need to get those patches done for the and I was like, I'm getting it done. I don't care about your opinion. I'm getting it done. So yeah, this was uh, a real pleasure for me also to like get in this place that you can think like you get the art and the music and the feeling of this one theme.
Yeah, concept albums are really nice. You have this one idea and you can tell it in 1 hour, basically. And it all depends on execution, of course. If you can mix good music that somehow tells the same tale that vocalists do, it really, really shines then.
That's a good point. A lot of times people have said that, especially whenever it's somebody who's not listening to metal, hears a metal song, and they're like, it's just screaming. It's just nonsense. It's like, okay, it's hard to argue with that fact that it is just screaming. However, there is a right kind of screaming for the right part of a song. And so in that way, like Brandon and I have argued, not argued, but we have stood on the side of it's another instrument, that the vocalist has to prepare for and be ready for, and also put time into making creativity in the right spot. And so that is one thing that we've mentioned on the show before. And the sounds of the vocalist matter, and where they're at matter, and rhythm wise, pitch, frequency, or whatever, whether it's a low scream or a high scream, all of that stuff factors into the decision making and really helps better shape the final product. And that is just one thing that we also have. You brought it up, but we've also time and time again been like, that's important.
Yeah, maybe your friends just didn't hear some good albums from bands like Opeth or Swallow the Sun with Plague of Butterflies. That's nice concept album with a lot of layering in vocals also.
Yeah, definitely. It's a shame that our vocalist did not like come, because he would describe more the process of him layering the vocals. I know that he really focuses on that he can produce a lot of sounds. He's also a great clean singer. That really helps him to like get things done the way he wants to. Like, he has great control over the voice, and I think well, you can easily scare people with a metal band with weak vocals. You can scare them off, like even if they enjoy the guitars, like if the vocals came in and they're like, something's not right, they need to blend into the music. And I think those layers that Mishkov is really doing a great job. and I also really enjoyed it
I
because
know how to record
the
them.
thing.
I
Yeah,
know how to
because the
record them.
thing
So
the thing
there's
is
3 layers in every song. There's low, mid, and high growls, and he basically, when he writes lyrics, he already has a plan which one of them to emphasize, but there's always those 3 recorded.
Very cool.
yeah. And
Yeah, I think vocals and drums, right? Like those two, like I mean, they seem to have the largest impact, so to speak, right? Like you could play the same guitar riff, and if you change the drum style on it, it completely changes the feel of the song. And same thing with like the vocals, right? If like you just like a good vocalist can make a mediocre band sound good, right? Like can sound strong if it's recorded correctly. And I
Dream
feel like
Theater is a really good example of both of those, because there's one song, I don't remember its title, where guitar is playing just basically the same riff, but drums change in every 4 sections, I think. And of course, there's the vocalist.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Dream Theater is like beer. You have to develop a taste for their vocalist, and eventually you'll start to like them. But you mentioned the drums, like Mike Portnoy. At least whenever he was, and he's back now. But sometimes that guy, I love Mike Portnoy. I'm gonna preface what I'm about to say with I love Mike Portnoy, but sometimes that guy's an asshole. Because he sits up there, he sits up there and acts like if you've ever seen him live, he just looks like he's like standing up and sitting down and getting a drink of water, and he's just up there throwing his drumsticks up in there, and he's making his drums sound the best. He like acts like he's not even trying whenever you look at him on stage. He blows me away, man. And so I've got to see him play a lot of times.
But this is part of playing songs on live, because when you have fun playing it, it sounds better.
I was just about to say that guy right there has so much fun playing his instrument, though, that yeah. Woo. But the asshole comment just was because he's just way too good. He's just way too good, man. But I love him.
Yeah, we got that. Well, our other guitarist Hoffman is also a great fan of Dream Theater, so we're not saying anything bad about Dream Theater ever. Knew him.
I agree.
So no. He might watch this later. I will not say anything that could recall that I don't like it a little bit. No. It's perfect.
Dream Theater is a great band.
Great band.
How could you not like John Petrucci's guitar playing, man?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. I'm hoping on my birthday this year they're going to be in Tulsa, which is a little bit further north in Oklahoma, but I'm hoping I get to go see them because they're going to be there. So that's the plan, I think, right now.
I don't think I've seen them ever. Have they? And have you been to Dream Theater?
No.
Never. Nope. No, that's an issue in the Eastern Europe. Like many bands just go a few shows in the Germany and maybe one Prague, and not this way. So if you don't have the time to drive to Germany or somewhere else, like
I completely understand. Being from Oklahoma, it isn't often that we get a lot of cool shows that come through, but the larger bands like your Megadeths or like they're going to come through eventually, but they're going to be playing they're going to be playing at one of the bigger arenas or something like that.
Yeah, I've been like the Big Four was also in Warsaw, so yeah, those bands are definitely coming to Warsaw and to Poland, but like maybe Dream Theater is for the metal fans, and those large like Megadeths, Metallicas, and Queens of the Stone Age, they attract all the people from maybe a little bit outside of the metal area, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
You know,
uh,
whenever I was, oh gosh, I think this was like 2003 or 2006. I don't remember which one, but
We're old.
we're old.
Just so
And
you know, we're
yeah,
old.
it was Megadeth was, or Dave Mustaine was putting on the I think it was Gigantour is what it was called at the time. And the very first Gigantour that they put on, it was like Megadeth, Symphony X, Dream Theater, and I got a chance to go down and see all of them play then. And this was in 2000. Okay, so Dimebag died in 2004, so I think this was 2004 because it was right after Dimebag died because they were playing in Dallas and they played Cemetery Gates as their encore. Dream Theater played Cemetery Gates, and you should have. I've never been in a place that the emotions of that arena felt so heavy and thick. I mean, and it was real. And it was so cool because they had like all these different, you know how bands do that on their encore, the headlining band, they'll have like some of the opening bands, they'll have them come out and they'll, you know, play, you know, something like whenever we saw Soulfly play with Pantera, Brandon, the guys from Soulfly came out and played drums during Pantera's, you know, encores and stuff. And so they did something similar to that. And so you also had Fear Factory. That was another band that was there. And so you had those guys all coming out and singing also to Cemetery Gates. And I'm a huge Pantera fan. I'm a huge Dream Theater fan. And so this was like tied it all together. And I've been fortunate enough to see Dream Theater 3 or 4 times, I feel like, total. Actually, one of those times was John Petrucci's solo stuff. It wasn't actually Dream Theater, but Mike Portnoy played drums. So that was cool.
So almost like
So almost Dream Theater.
yeah, that sounds like an awesome show. I'm also a huge Pantera fan, and that day, like when I heard that he got shot, like this was like what what
Sad
why
day.
would you do that?
Yeah.
Why would you do
yeah.
that?
Yeah, that was a shock.
Yes, very much
Oh
so.
yeah.
And
So
if you listen, like you go back and you watch all of the stories that people talk about with Dimebag, he was the nicest guy. He was the nicest guy, and he was just all about having fun and hanging out, and just a really kind person. And you know, that is not that it's ever okay because it's a life, but that to me is the real tragedy is the all the awesome music that he brought to people, all that emotion that he brought up on stage, and the fact that he cared for others. You know, just you know, that's what made it be like, what? Like that doesn't even make sense, you know, but
yeah,
sad day, sad day. But you know,
yeah,
he's inspired so many people though, right?
yeah. Let's be like clear about that. We all thought that Phil Anselmo will be the one that dies first because of his because of his
Yeah.
attitude and all those
Everybody,
things.
yeah.
And yeah, so getting that shock at that time was and now also Vinnie Paul. I was a well, Vinnie Paul has this had this Hell Yeah band after Damage Plan, and I went
Yeah.
to see it. It was a well, it was not the old school death metal, but I really enjoyed to this day those CDs that they released, and I got the chance to see him in Warsaw. So didn't see the Pantera, unfortunately, with those Abbott brothers, but seen Vinnie Paul, and And Pantera is also went to Poland with Zach Wild now, but I was like, I don't think so. I was not sure about going to those gigs. I will expect
I went
this
to see
smiling.
it.
You did went to see it.
I did.
But
I went a couple years ago, and it was man, it was. I will say I saw him twice with
okay,
Dimebag, and it was different, but it was really cool. It was really
all
cool
right.
to hear those songs live again, and the crowd was crazy, dude. There was like little kids up to like grandmas and grandpas. Like it was multi-generational. Everyone was just absolutely loving it. It was unreal that like Pantera was on stage. It had the same huge feel, but it had a slightly different sound. But man, hearing like thousands of people singing the songs with Phil,
Yeah.
you know, it was
Yeah,
just like, yeah, I would do it again. I would go again if the
yeah.
opportunity, you know.
After those 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 people that went to the show, I also think I will like next time I get a chance, I will buy those tickets. Because like the feelings were so positive about those. But I watched so many of those solos of Dimebag Darrell that he plays with this smile on his face. I was like, to hear those like without the face, I was like, it will like break me into tears or something like that. It will remind me every time, and that's not the guy that should be there. So mixed feelings, but I think I will consider next time that I had a chance to go to see with
For
with
the
Zach Wild.
nostalgia, for just the just remembering the songs and going back and just seeing it, it's worth it to at least do it once. Like it, you know, Zach Wild, he doesn't play it exactly like Dimebag does, right? But
Yeah,
nobody's going to, you know. But they do a really good job of like paying homage and making it like a tribute. You know, like they did a really good job. I thought, in my opinion, I thought it was really good. Um, but yeah, you know, I mean, if the opportunity right now, they're coming back to Houston with Metallica, but I'm not paying 300 something dollars to go see it and in the nosebleeds of, you know, the 10,000 person stadium. Like, no thanks. You know,
yeah.
I'm
Well,
not gonna do that.
I get it. I get it. But I think
You know,
next time I will like go to see the show because yeah, the songs like the songs to hear them live, maybe it will well be maybe I can manage through
yeah,
not seeing that.
for sure. Well, I don't know, for anyone that might have forgotten, there's another band that's with us today, still inspiring people. Chainsword.
Oh yeah.
And uh,
Woo!
I
So,
actually would like to circle back a little bit on our previous topic of conversation and your the concept, you know, and like being a concept release like album. And I think you guys have alluded to, you each write the songs, like your own songs, and send them to each other, right? Like how much do you individually compose? Are you composing the entire song, like all parts? Or are you just structuring the guitar parts and or your parts and sending them to everyone else and say, here's the building blocks, go?
Well, it depends on who writes the song because I write my songs mostly as a whole and give it to guys to just play them and just put a little melody here or some solo or something like that. But I have whole concept ready when I give it to them. And Sarin and other guitarists mostly just bounce off the riffs of themselves and just come with ideas in rehearsal room.
yeah. I
Okay.
come with an idea in the rehearsal room and have some things that I want to like build up a feel to the song, like when it should go like up, when it should go down, and have those riffs like matched to get that feeling like okay, it's a little going a little bit slower, and then trying to add things to just have the right tempo through the entire song, not to get like too boring on some parts, just keeping the flow. And I think that the Go Child, the third song on the album, was created like entirely at the rehearsal room. So I posed like the first riff, someone took it over, took the next one, and it was like, okay, so okay, let's build up from those. But those are, well, all the riffs that came to life entirely at one time, and then we just added the space for the vocals, added some overlapping guitars and the solos, and it's okay. It's done. So I don't know if you can hear that on in the album how which song was created. Hopefully not. Hopefully it defends itself as a whole.
Yeah, that's kind of why I was asking, because when you guys kind of alluded to that, you each write songs and then send them to each other. I was thinking, to create a concept album, it's not just that the lyrics are usually always connected. The feel of the songs is always connected. Usually, there's a consistency to the way the songs flow through the album to match that concept, right? And I thought it was interesting that if you guys are writing them separately and sending it, like it worked, it does that, like it flows like it all fits perfectly together. So that's why I was curious how you guys work that out.
We had easy job because our concept album is not as deep concept album as from, I don't know, Opeth or something like that. Our concept was that it is about Worldeaters, but it doesn't tell one continuous story. It tells about Worldeaters. So we could mix and match those songs up to the place where they logically play themselves. They continue themselves, I would say, and the lyrics wouldn't mess in whatever combination the songs were put on album. So it could be mixed up, but this is the best combination that we came to. That sounds the best. That the songs progress somehow in coherent way.
Yeah, and when we're writing those songs, usually Miśko, our vocalist, goes out to the like other room and just writes something on a piece of paper and comes back and shows us, this will be the song about this. So right at that time we have like, okay, this will be the Butcher Horde, and we all already feel like, all right, let's do this. So that's the thing that we don't know the whole lyrics yet. We just know how this will be the song about this and this, and we just get the feeling and just master it. Master. Just fix it to get that feeling that he will later on put to the whole in the lyrics. So
sometimes it's just small adjustments, like you change the tempo by 5 BPM or something, and the song gets heavier or faster. So you can change a little to have a different feeling from the same song.
Very cool.
And that's the way that we usually do it. We adjust the ideas to fit into the Chainsword framework, and this works quite well. Even though if Enta brings something that well, we can usually add drums in the way that it will be more chainsawdish, or I will bring something more punky, and you can make it more sound like a chainsaw. It's really about the whole band working together on this one idea, one way we want them to sound.
Yeah, every one of us is inspired by other bands, because I'm more doomy guy. He's more death, Gojira, thrashy, I think. And our second guitarist right now is all over the place. He adores Ronnie James Dio, so Rainbow. He adores bands like Dream Theater, but he listens, I think, to everything right now. So we have all different ideas, and only when we play it together, we can shape it in a way that it works for our band.
Zoomy, were you going to say something?
Well, I was going to comment. I could see it. Brandon was like waiting for me, and I was like waiting for him, and he was waiting for me. So, but so it's what's kind of cool about this is even though you guys are bringing like songs and the framework over to the bandmates so that they can add their touches to it, everything is kind of being shaped together by one another, and so it's super cool because it's like a giant block of ice, and then you guys get to use your chainswords to carve this sucker out and nice. Make like a beautiful masterpiece out of it, and melt some faces at the same time while you're doing it, because chainsword carvings aren't always super pretty, but they're still awesome and brutal.
That's great analogy.
That was good.
Yeah, we are very happy that when we were releasing the first album in 2021, I think, yes, the Blight Match, we really didn't know what to expect, because in this extreme metal environment, we met many bands that we thought that had great material, and they would just didn't come didn't
hit strong enough.
Didn't hit strong enough. So we are like, well, yeah, we can like expect that like our friends will hear those songs, and it went entirely another way. Like so we were like, well, and we must have made a good album, I think. Yeah, I think we made one. So it was a surprise for us also that the music really hit on the spot, because we saw so many other bands that were like struggling into getting anything like just out of the city, out of the closest gig spot that they can bring those instruments to.
Cool. Yeah. And it all comes together great. So well
Thank
done.
you. Thank you.
Yeah, I was just curious. I know you guys being in Poland, have you had the chance to play much like outside of Poland? Like what's your what's touring been like for you guys? Like tell us kind of some of your live experience.
Well, touring we played in a lot of places in Poland, in a lot of cities in Poland, because it's quite easy to get to know the people and just call them to arrange stuff. We get many calls that will we play at this spot or something like that. Those in Poland, that's easy. Outside of Poland, it becomes a little bit trickier because if we went to Germany, for example, but there was a hardcore bolt thrower fan that organizes a show in the middle of nowhere, a village, and but he's like well-known guy that organizes great shows. He brings all the stuff, and he invited us for a show. So we went there. It was an awesome place, really. We have some friends in Finland, so we've been 2 times to Finland. One time for just show that was organized by a local metal club or something like this. They have those clubs near the universities that organize some shows. They just have this
It was Mocha Fest. This is like local university festival that they organize every year, but every 5 years it's a bigger 2-day fest, and we came for such a bigger one.
And later on we went to Finland again. We played 4 shows through the end through Finland, and also we have a great contact at Slovakia, so where we played 2 times. I don't remember now where
2 times.
2 times, yeah. I don't know the English. And also we went to Hungary because the Polish-Hungarian brotherhood. We have like our Hungarian brother that always comes to every major show in Poland, and he organizes also gigs in Hungary. So we recently we've been to 2 bigger festivals. Of course, it was more like underground bands, but the festival was quite big. I think it was 3 or 4 days, the Lowland, and we organized some shows in Poland. I think that was in May, with those guys from Hungary, and it's awesome. But you need the connections, if you don't have the money to pay some booker to, I don't know how it's really done. You have to have the connections. You have to respond to those fans, those really hardcore fans that went from moshing in the pit to organizing some gigs, and then you get those really great shows. They are the pillars of those metal communities, and they invite those bands that they really like. So that's the way we can play outside of Poland, basically.
So I know, like right now, it's kind of festival season, isn't it? Like, aren't all the big festivals kind of going on during the summer? Like, are you guys, do you guys have anything lined up? Like, are you going to be on anything coming up soon?
Well, actually, we had to pause our gig playing because our vocalist is busy in other ways.
What?
Yes, so up until the end of year, we are not playing live any shows, but next year we will hopefully play a lot of them.
Okay.
Yeah, to be precise, he's having a kid. And
okay.
so yeah,
That's
and
excusable.
we were like considering some shows in August, but it will be like quite close to the birth. I don't know how to say that.
That's around the time of...
But so I later on, it's his first child. He does not know what to what would. So we don't want to like plan ahead, and then he will like, I'm just so overwhelmed by the kid. I cannot like even come to the practice room. So we wanted to give him space for that. So we decided that's okay. We end up in May. We played some shows just after releasing Chapter 12, and decided, okay, let's like let's see, let's deal with all those sending out orders and all those things. Not make him like stressed about that we want to play those shows and you're the only one that is like not letting us do this. So we give him like, okay, we're fine with this. We don't have to play if we will not force anything, and we don't want to play without him because he's such a huge
well, congratulations to him. That's awesome on having a first kid. His life's about to change, that's for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
So congratulations to him. That's awesome. That's a respectable and honorable reason to put off some live shows, and that's awesome for him and his lady, and that's great.
We'll pass on there.
Yeah. Well, hopefully he listens and hears that.
I hope so. He will definitely. We will say something to him that yeah, you know, there went some weird words about your vocals. What?
Just tell him words of kindness coming from the United States.
Thank you.
So I do know that we did want to play a song on the show. And so before things get a little too far, time-wise, too far away from us, I think now, since we've, kind of talked a little bit about the album, how we've written some of the songs, how you guys like to compose your music and organize things, it might be a good time to, play a song and let everybody hear, if they haven't had a chance to yet, what Chainsword is all about. And so we spoke before we got on the show, and we talked about Primarch. Primarch being the track that we would like to play today on the show. And this is one of the tracks that came off the recent album that you guys put out, Chapter 12. So everybody
Track
out
one.
there. Yeah, track one. Track one. So everybody gets to see,
Track
like,
one.
this is the tone setter. And we're
Yes.
really excited to get the opportunity to share it with everybody out there. So please enjoy Chainsword, Primarch. So there we go, everybody. What a great song. Thanks for listening. Thanks so much for checking these guys out. Make sure that you go check out the rest of the tracks on the album. This is not the only one that is killer. Like we've talked about, 4 others that follow the same concept. And then we've also got 2 other tracks that have been re-recorded and remixed for the purposes of the album. And so, you know, we talked about how the cohesion and everything just plays together so well. What a great album to be able to put out so that people can listen to, guys. Thanks so much for sharing it.
Yeah, thank you for listening. It's always a pleasure when I think that our music went all this way to the States, and someone really enjoys it. That really puts a smile on my face. So, thank you.
Of course, and not just a message in a bottle, right? We don't have to throw this sucker in the ocean and wait. I mean, everybody can check it out now. And you know, I was listening to the album on YouTube Music, and I know Brandon, he uses Apple Music, so you guys have your music out there on all of the major platforms too. So anybody, you know, go look for it and tell us what you think. You know, we would love to hear that too. So, Brandon, I don't know if we're ready to do the 5 questions or if we want to talk about some gear for a second, because we talked about Inte's bass, we talked about his guitar, but Sarin didn't have a chance, I don't think, to talk about his guitar.
Well, my setup is quite simple. I have a Solar V guitar, and that I recently upgraded to those Fluence modern pickups. Yeah. Not the Explorer's shape, but the V.
Yeah, you got the V.
Yeah. Well, I don't have it like next to me. Next to me, I have like this grandpa guitar. That's the thing I practice on usually because it's in E. But yeah, for Chainsword, I use the Solar with Fluence Modern for now, and the Mesa Boogie dual rectifier. And that's the amp that I bought like, let me think for now, 15 years ago, and it was my go-to amp for through all those years. I never considered even changing that for Chainsaw, especially for death metal. I think it's a great setup, and it works perfectly for me. And what else? A tuner. I got a tuner. and
I knew there was something I'm forgetting. I need to get one of those.
Yeah. The tuner was what's oh I bought those new things like Tonex. I bought the Tonex, but actually I set up just one sound just to be my spare if something happens to the amp at the gig, and just placed it in the.
You got a backup.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
that's it. That's just my backup. I usually play the Mesa Boogie. Well, I have some flashback. I think TC Electronics flashback that makes some space for the solos. And that's all. That's all that I need. I haven't changed my gear other than the pickups throughout those 3 albums. So that suits me the best. I'm a little bit worried now about those active pickups because I will have to remember about the battery. And yeah, and I remember from before that the MG is 81, like something's not right, and oh shit, the battery's dead. You left the cable in through the entire week.
Oh, brother. Oh man, I have some really nightmare stories with batteries. And what's funny is you're right, it happens, and it still takes you a while to recognize what the issue
Yeah.
is, even though you've heard this 100 times. You know that the battery makes this kind of sound, but it's almost like you're like, what's wrong, and then after a little bit of trial and error, you're finally like, oh, it's the battery is what it is.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I remember we had, like, I had a bass that something was wrong with the wiring. Actually, I still have the bass. I still love the bass. I still use the bass. But I had to rewire it because I found out that one of the ground wires was soldered in an incorrect spot. And so what it was doing is it was always live, even when it wasn't plugged in.
Oh,
And so,
shit.
I mean, I was having to change that battery like every couple of weeks. And I can't tell you how many times I'd show up for something and the battery would be dead. So I always had to keep a spare battery. And if we played a show, chances are I was changing that battery right before the show. And it just took me a long time to figure out like what was wrong. And finally one day, you know, after the internet became, you know, more of a thing where you could look everything up, because, you know, I bought this bass in the early 2000s. So, you know, you still couldn't like find anything and everything on the internet. You know, it wasn't out there yet. There was a lot of stuff by then, don't get me wrong, because, you know, we were using all that stuff in college, but I finally found the wiring schematics to that Ibanez bass, and I realized that one of my wires was on the wrong post, and so I broke it off and I soldered it over to the other one, and it's been fine ever since. It's been just great. But there was a little bit of period in there where there was always a like, or I forgot to buy another battery last time I used my battery. So hopefully we got some juice for a battery. And most of the times other musicians would be cool, even, you know, if you ran into too big of a problem. But I had some times where other musicians were like, no, you can't play my bass. And I'd be like, all right, I got to go figure something out, man. You know? And so, but usually that was if we were playing with, you know, a band that we'd never played with before. It wasn't like, you know, you guys talked about your buddies from Hungary, how you guys, you know, like play shows there, they play shows here, kind of deal. We had bands like that too, but that guy that told me no, he wasn't one of those, and I get it. He didn't want some stranger sweating all over his bass. No problem. I get it. It's fine.
Yeah,
but
you always need some spare battery. This is a problem, but for us, I think the battery in guitars, it's not that much of a problem. We had more problems with batteries in our in-ear monitors. Those die almost instantly. So
are they rechargeable?
That's the problem.
Do you just recharge them, or do they you have to put
no
new
the
batteries?
small ones?
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, like the
Oh,
little
yeah,
battery kind of batteries.
I have those rechargeables in ears. Ente is using the wired one, and I'm using the wireless, so I have to just charge them. I just put them right after the setup. Just charge them until before the show. So with that, I don't have the problem, but I don't have the 9-volt battery. I don't know if it's available even the chargeable battery for the 9 volts.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I think they make
Okay.
You
those.
should buy it.
Oh yeah, I should buy that one because I'm used to like charging the So yeah, that's the next thing that I should buy for the gear wise.
Do they do Amazon? Do you guys have Amazon?
Yeah,
we have Amazon, but we don't use it that much to buy stuff. I think we have more local ones like Allegro here, and we use those kind of pages or those shops on internet. But it doesn't have this Amazon Basic alternative. So you have to find something that is made by some company and sold there. And it's not like we can buy everything that way.
I get it, because like here in the United States, like in Oklahoma City, we have an Amazon warehouse, and that Amazon warehouse has all sorts of inventory, and we can order something and it'll sometimes get there today. And you're like, how's that even possible that I ordered this on the internet and it arrived at my house today? And that's through the process of having an actual delivery driver. You know, they package up your product, they load it into the truck, the delivery driver drives it to your house, he gets up and whistles his way to your front porch.
we also have Amazon here, but it's not the same whole package like you have. We have just a smaller version of this, so it's not like we can order everything or everything is good there.
Yeah,
in
we
any way.
also, if you with that online shopping, Amazon slept through this process of that Poland became a market for them. So they were like they came in late. So we had um, our
We have
local.
alternatives made
Yeah,
on
local
our markets,
alternatives that
basically.
in our markets, but it's like next day. That's the deal here. I think that with these global markets, everyone has in the West has similar experiences with
And
the shopping online.
and today everyone buys at AliExpress or something like that, so it's all from China, basically.
So true. We see that all the time. Anytime we order anything, it feels like it's coming from China. Ultimately, or at least the components are. They may manufacture it in the United States, but the components themselves are coming from China a lot of times, especially if it's anything computer related, right? Because all your semiconductors, all that stuff. A lot of other countries can't even like make that kind of stuff, and it has to be made in China. So yeah, kind of limited, but you're right. We have the global markets now that make it a little bit more accessible, at least to the final consumer, where we can go out if we know what we want, we can just go get that from, wherever that source is at. So
I remember that a few years ago, before there was Amazon Poland, we had an Amazon warehouse in Poland that was serving only customers in Germany. that that's how Amazon treats Poland. Like
Oh
you're
man.
like,
they like
what?
the workforce, but they don't like no the service. No, that's for the Germans. So
They
yeah,
must have got a better
Man.
deal operating in Poland than Germany would give
yeah,
them,
definitely definitely the operating costs are definitely still much lower in Poland. So we have this cheap workforce. It's it's not that cheap these days, but it's still cheaper than in Germany. Yeah, that's obvious. And with the European Union, that you can like just drive through the border without any stops. Uh, it's just super easy to make the warehouse in Poland.
Super cool. Super cool. Well, you guys ready to do the 5 questions? Thanks for talking to us about your gear. Both of you, Inta a little bit early on, I know, and Sarin just here recently. Man, that's super cool. We love hearing it. And Brandon, I could see as soon as you said Solar, I knew it. I knew it. He was gonna be like,
Yep. I like showing
Yes,
it off. Love that guitar, man. It's so cool.
and actually, that's the second solar. The first one I bought was the A 2.6, also red, and I liked it so much. It's the thing is that this guitar that I practice, the grandpa guitar, this is the Edwards Les Paul, is really heavy. And standing for 4 hours in the rehearsal room with this Edwards guitar, and it's not really made for death metal, let's be honest. But I needed a guitar that's light, and the solar guitars like provided this was perfect for me. So later on, I decided, oh, then another guitar. I wanted to be a V guitar. I'll also buy a solar. I really enjoyed and watched Ola Englund grow online, and I really liked the story also that
Yeah.
he was a bedroom guitarist, and I felt like this was very inspiring for me and for all the other people that really practice a lot, but just in the bedroom, and to achieve
all
something like
rig, no
company.
gig. All rig, no gig. That's what
Or
we call it at work. All rig, no gig. So the
yeah,
guy who has all the equipment but no
Yeah,
show.
I know.
No show to play. Well, I think it's totally cool. I love the story of Ola. I was actually skeptical in the beginning, not because I didn't trust him, but just I thought it was like a marketing. I thought, just he was just using his influence to get these guitars out, and I just wasn't 100% sure about the quality. And so my skepticism was before research. And then after doing research, because Brandon, he was going to get one, and I was like, do your research. Don't just go buy it because it looks pretty. And long story to the end, I ended up really respecting and loving them too. So great guitars. I love his story, and I'm an old school Haunted fan. So you can't go wrong there.
Definitely.
Um,
Yeah. I know what you mean, because he was really sometime later on he was really pushing the guitars. But yeah, and there were a little bit of quality issues that we researched online. You can find out. I think the um, the company blew so fast that I, I remember that the first batch that he checked, he posted a video that he went to some Indonesia factory and just checked the guitars. Later on, it was impossible. So many people ordered those guitars that the qualities went a little bit.
And
Yeah,
by
me too.
coincidence, our second guitarist also has solar.
Ah, there you go. See?
Yeah.
You know what? My ex, within 2 weeks, the pickup toggle switch, it broke, right? Like after I had it for 2 weeks on the Solar. But I emailed them, and they were like, hey, we can either send you one and then you can put it in, or if you want to go find a luthier and have them do it, we'll reimburse you for the repair. I mean, they were super responsive. Within 24 hours of me emailing, they had responded, and they were like, we want to make sure you're happy with your guitar. So I was like, shit happens, you can't control everything on every guitar. And like the fact that they were just so responsive and willing to take care of it immediately, I was like, dude, like, you got me. That was great. I'm all about the customer service. So, and it plays great and sounds awesome. So,
Okay, so we're gonna get started,
go.
yeah, with the questions, and we're gonna start, Sarin, with you just in case, and I'll do 5 questions, and it's gonna be the same 5 questions for Inte as well, but just so that you guys are aware how this works. So, all right, what is your favorite ice cream flavor?
Salt caramel.
Salted caramel. I love salted
Yum.
caramel, by the
yeah,
way.
me too.
It's a great
That's good.
flavor. It's a good answer. Solid answer.
Oh,
I know.
that was stressful. I
got
didn't know what to
You know what you got? F plus.
F plus.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you prefer rainy weather or sunny weather?
Sunny, definitely sunny.
Definitely sunny. You know what?
Yeah.
The sunshine is so good for you. It's just so much
Yeah,
better for you.
getting here up here to some sunshine, it's harder than you think.
You know what?
Maybe not now.
I didn't even think about it geographically for you guys. That
Yeah.
is so much different of a question than asking somebody here in the States. But it totally is.
Definitely.
It totally is. What do you think the scariest animal is?
Bees, those fucking bees. I run
bees?
yeah. I don't know if it's considered animal, but I'm really scared. I've never been stung, but that's because I run real fast away from them.
you
I
run.
just stopped getting stung by bees, so I mean that's fair.
Yeah.
That does suck.
Yeah.
I've seen some people like my grandpa had a beehive, like he produced honey, and so many people stung by bees. They seemed in a lot of hurt, so a lot of pain. So so I was like, no, that will not be me.
Hey, I know some people are allergic to that, man, and it will kill
Yeah.
them, is what'll happen. Like
Exactly.
that is not good. Now, I worked in construction a lot, and I have unfortunately been stung a lot of times, and not really by bees, but wasps. Oh,
Wasps, yeah.
wasps, man. I've got stung in the head. I've got stung in the hands and the arms, just because I didn't realize they were right there, and they knew I was there, and they were mad, man. They were so mad.
Yeah.
Ugh. And it's not fun. Okay, I agree. Bees are scary. Anything that stings and can fly is scary.
Yeah. And I don't know if I'm allergic still, so I might die.
Don't
so
chance
I
it.
still
Don't chance it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're doing good so far. You're doing good. What should a visitor do whenever they come and visit Poland that they may not know about by just reading the internet or seeing what the internet tells them to do?
Well. That's an interesting question. I think that in Poland, like in Scandinavian countries, taking off the shoes when you come in the home. I know that in the States, it's like not that common. Like the shoe is a part of your identity.
We're a filthy breed.
Yeah.
I will say that you're absolutely right. A lot of other cultures, whenever they come over here, they're like, why don't you take your shoes off whenever you go inside your house? And, I've got a lot of thoughts about that. I get it. You bring a lot of germs and stuff in, but what do the people do who have dogs and stuff over there? Like, do they clean their dogs' feet off whenever they come back inside? Like, so I'm always like, dirty feet still get inside. I mean, it just happens.
Yeah. I know. Yeah. Some of the people, like I have also a dog, so some of the people really clean the paws, but I have one of those automatic duster.
Roomba.
Yeah, something Roomba like from China. And like whenever I go out with my dog, I just put it on and just like hope that it will be clean later on. Now, but before that, well, we just wash the socks. Like, I don't know.
It's like not a big deal. Like I'm like, I mean, hey, I wear my shoes inside, so I mean, who am I?
I never thought about the dog things, man. Yeah.
But most people who have inside pets, their dogs go outside, they go to the bathroom, and then they come outside and they jump up on the couch.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
that's true.
I'm like, my shoes at least stayed on that. Like, I don't stand on my couch, and so, but I am one of those weird people. Now, a lot of people take their shoes off still here in the United States, but I'm one of those people that I will wear my shoes up until it's pretty much bedtime, and then I'll kick my shoes off and take my socks off and get ready and go to bed. And I don't know why.
You go with that pleasure, like untying your shoes. It like, finally came off.
The day's over.
The day's over. That's my cue for rest.
Yes,
like, my feet can breathe.
I think it's everybody just has their little weird things that to them are just what they do, and other people are like, I don't understand that, but it is what it is. So, all right, last question for you, sir. Favorite cartoon character?
Favorite cartoon? I think that I was into Tom and Jerry so much when in my younger years. So, do I have to choose between those two?
I think Tom and Jerry is a solid answer.
Yeah,
that is fair.
Like the pure like the.
How can you have one without the other?
Yeah, they didn't mean it. Like the Tom without Jerry is no one. They find themselves.
What a boring cartoon if Tom didn't have Jerry,
Yeah, and the amount of those jokes, I really enjoyed those jokes as a kid, and still, a good bowling ball on the head.
Yep, a good bowling ball to the head, man. That'll solve so many problems. We should probably do that in the world. Just like anytime somebody gets out of line, like that's it, bowling ball to the head.
That's a great punishment
for for your next album.
Yeah, there's the new concept.
There's your concept for your next album, guys. There you go. Ball to the head.
Yeah.
The Chainsword.
You can thank us later when the music's written.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. I'm writing it down.
Oh, well, Sarin, thank you so much, man. That was a lot of fun. I know it's silly questions, but we do it on every show, not even the same ones, but just so other people can see what you're like outside of the metal music, because, you know, getting to know the person is always really, really cool. And metal's one of those awesome genres where you can meet the people that are playing the songs, you know, that you're going to see play. And so hopefully stuff like that, just people will come up, you know, at a show or something if they see the episode, and they'll just, you know, want to talk a little bit more and get to know you guys a little bit better and stuff. So yeah, definitely.
When if you show up at the Chainsaw concert, we will be there. We will not hide in our cloakrooms or other spaces. We will be there talking to you if you ever come to us. So yeah, that's the thing I like also a lot, that people come after the gigs and just take a high five and let's talk a little bit about the gear. That's a pleasure. So it was also a pleasure talking to you guys about those things.
Always, my friend, always. And if we had time to do more questions like this kind of silly stuff, I could do whole episodes on that.
Yeah, you know? I think it's a great idea.
You sound like we're done. We still got to hear from Ente.
Oh yeah, we got
it. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh no, I didn't forget.
You know, but if I went out again, like something happened to my feet.
Yes.
That was the only reason. And you're on.
All right, Ente, my brother, what is your favorite ice cream flavor?
And now, it all depends on the hour of the day.
Oh,
because
shit.
If it's hot, it would be something like lemon sorbet.
I like that.
Yeah, me too.
What if it's not hot?
Yeah, what if it's not hot?
Then salty caramel.
Okay.
Salty caramel. All right.
I tend to lean towards the salty caramel. That's more of like a winter Christmassy kind of thing for me. Like generally, you know, so I can see that. Yeah, it's a little bit colder outside. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's the reason.
Exactly like that.
Yeah. It's hard to find, you know, like really, really bad ice cream usually. It's like hard, but the ones you guys talked about, those are some good solid flavors, man. I'd eat them, no doubt. See, that's how this is also proves that we're all the same, even though we live across the globe. We're the same, man.
We all hate mint chocolate.
You said we all hate mint chocolate? All right, bold statements. You heard it right here on the Metal Block. So, Ente, the weather that you prefer, rainy weather or sunny?
And it depends.
Whether it's cold or hot?
No, because it can be cold when it's sunny. And it can be too hot if it's rainy, but it all depends if I have to go outside, because I go everywhere on bike, so rain is not that good. But if I stay inside, then rain is better because it's colder.
Very nice.
You can
go ahead.
You can write those doomy riffs that you like.
There you go.
The rain pouring outside.
Yes.
The bolts. I'm kidding.
Well, Days of Rain. Good album.
Yeah. Like maybe it's a little bit harder to write those nostalgic melodies when it's so sunny outside, right? So maybe
look at Finland. If they have good summer, those 2 days of summer, they write happy songs like Korpiklani.
Yeah.
But most of the time, there's bands like Swallow the Sun or other doomy metal bands there because it's Finland.
Yeah, definitely.
That's awesome. Which animal do you think is the scariest?
I would say humans.
Oh.
Ooh.
Breaking it down.
He's a philosopher.
Yeah.
Damn
it. You know, so true. We always hear stuff, you know, because sometimes we'll ask, like, Oh, we'll ask other animal related questions, not the exact way, but and a lot of times we hear stuff like a shark or a tiger or we heard we asked deadliest animal one time and we got mosquito, because the mosquito spread so many diseases and killed so many people, and I'd never thought of that either, but nobody said human yet on any of the danger.
There's only 3 animals that kill for fun: humans, cats, and dolphins, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I think you're right. Yeah, and to be fair, the killer whale is actually a dolphin. It's in the dolphin family. And so if anybody says killer whales are killers, I'd say, well, they're really killer dolphins, is what they really are. So, awesome. What if I were visiting Poland, what should I do?
I would say don't use any travel agencies. Just do your research and go to fun places that you find using, I don't know, YouTube or other sites that can tell you what fun things you can find here. Because travel agencies have this one square way of showing you country. And if you go by recommendations on YouTube or anywhere else and plan yourself the tour, you can find places that are fun for you.
I think that's great advice because you're absolutely right. Travel agencies can be good, but a lot of times they're just showing you certain parts that, and sometimes they even have deals with these businesses and these other hotels or these other places. And so they're going to go send you to that one that they're getting the deal at. And so
I don't know how it works in the US, but here in Europe, it's only those deals. So.
Is it? Yeah. So it always kind of comes down to the money. And then, you're missing out if you're a visitor because you might be limited by who's given the best deals to the travel agent at the time.
And so, by the time, because they are always short on time, because money is time.
Yep, you know it, man.
True that.
So, we had a moment a second ago where we got to talk about, all the anime collections that you've got sitting behind you. And I know cartoon isn't anime or anime isn't necessarily cartoon. They can be, like two different things. But the question is, who's your favorite cartoon character?
Guess. Just guess.
Hold on. Who was that?
It's Aqua. That was Aqua.
Who was it?
Aqua from Konosuba.
Ah, Aqua. That is awesome. So
check that one out.
I know.
I'm not familiar.
I know.
I'm have to check it out.
And that's what's great about a question like this is because most people might think you're going to say a Mickey Mouse or somebody like that, but we get something, that's going to be totally different. And I love it. And this was one that I actually wanted to ask Brandon. He was like, "You want to ask the cartoon character?" And I was like, "Yeah, they're from Poland, so I don't even know if we have the same cartoon characters or if we watch a lot of the same stuff." So really cool, guys. Thank you so much for sharing just a little piece of who you are outside of the heavy brutal metal. We're obviously excited. Like I said, we could talk about either one of those subjects. So just hours on end, whether it's any one of these 5 silly questions we just asked, or actually talking about the metal, which is, the real reason why we wanted to show up today is to let others know about who you guys are and get a chance to check out what you guys put out and let them know that you're still out there, you're still current, you're still, working hard to put metal out there. And it's such a big deal today in the heavy metal world because new albums, new bands, new songs, they come out all the time. And it's really hard to still be somebody who stays in the minds of all the listeners with so much music that comes out. So, all of this is for you and for the metal community. And we just hope that, we can help others come and learn a little bit more about Chainsword during the process of this. And thanks for being here, guys. Really, really honored. And I loved having you guys on the show. And I don't have any questions left. We could, like I said, I'm a rambler. I can ramble on for hours and hours. So I know that you guys have a very important time, and it's actually later there for you guys than it is for us. For us right now, it's only 4 p.m. So,
Yeah. it's 11 p.m.
Yeah.
In Poland and that now, but we know we are like we both usually stay up late, so it's not a real problem.
Yeah,
I'm
little night
planning to
owls.
do some work just after this, so don't worry about like me staying. And if I will not like cannot focus on work, I will just play some guitar. So
Hey,
it
you got
works.
to take care of the important stuff, man.
Yeah,
Always the important stuff. Well, thank you so much for your time and for being here. And I know Brandon, I'm sure he wants to say thank you. So I'm going to pass it over to him.
Yeah, just thank you guys both for taking the time today and joining us. It was awesome getting to know you both and learning more about Chainsword. And I can't wait to hear more Chainsword. So, yeah,
yeah.
just thank you guys a bunch.
Yeah, thank you. It was a great pleasure. It was first time that we made this format with Chainsaw. So it's a uh, great experience of also for us, and it was great getting to know you. I think we could ramble for a long time about all. I was just thinking that we haven't like mentioned so many things that we could about the music and all the things that are happening. So whenever you want, you can reach out to us. And thank you for inviting us on the show. It was a real pleasure.
Yeah, thanks, guys, because it's guys like you that help everyone right now find good music, because there's so much music right now. Spotify, YouTube, everywhere you can find a lot of bands, but which of those bands are good? Nobody knows. So people that help finding good bands are really necessary right now. Thank you.
Yeah,
Well,
and I
thank you.
just wanted to mention that if anyone wants a signed CD, if it's really old school, you can like send a message to us, and we'll definitely get it done. So
Awesome. That's
Yes.
great.
thank
And
you.
where's the best place for everyone to find your guys' merchandise and purchase directly from you? Is Bandcamp a good place to go?
Bandcamp. Yes.
Yeah. The Bandcamp
Okay.
is still the best place to buy. We'll be probably working on something else, but for now, Bandcamp is really the place that has all the recent things, and you can really find some, I don't know, t-shirts from the chapter.
Perfect.
Just take a look.
Yeah, and
We will.
I'll make sure that any like all of the social media and the contacts that you guys have out there, like I'll put those down in the descriptions of the episode so that
That would
everybody
be
can
great.
go in and actually see hopefully a quick way to get in contact with y'all, whether it's to reach out, ask you guys about playing a show, maybe a promoter or something, that'd be great, or just somebody who wants to buy some merch, they'll know where to go for that. And yeah, absolutely, we'll put that down in there. And
Thank you.
yeah, guys, again, thanks for being here. It's been a blast. We love the music. We love you guys. Let us know what the Metal Block can do to just better support you guys or any other awesome bands in the metal community that you have going on right now that you see and that you support. We'd love to be a part of that. And without anything else, Metal Block over and out.
Bye.